Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bomber Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, man, let's get into some boxing rumors and stuff that's going on right now. We're going to talk about Freddie Roach saying that Pacquiao might fight Triple G. We also going to talk about Adrien Broner is open and willing to embrace a showdown with Vergil Ortiz after Vergil Ortiz called him out on Instagram and Oscar co-signed it. But first, we're going to talk about this Serhiy Derevianchenko versus Canelo Alvarez at 68, and they also have now thrown Anthony Dirrell name in there. They looking for a cheap opponent. Golden Boy don't have money. That's why they was taking Canelo money and paying fight purses and underpaying their fighters and stuff of that nature. So when you hear, Broner say, I want $10 million, they can give him nowhere near that to fight Vergil Ortiz. Even if Vergil Ortiz say I'll fight for free, but let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And with Derevianchenko, I heard this cap. I heard that's just bullshit. That's just, to throw a name out there. And I assume that the Anthony Dirrell thing is bull job as well. They looking at another opponent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure who they really want. I know they was trying to push for David Lemieux, but the zone wouldn't approve it. I know they're looking at Jaime was a name, Billy Joe was a name. So I don't know if they're trying to use David Lemieux as a name to, not David Lemieux, or Derevianchenko as a name to try to force Billy Joe Saunders to take less, or they can't pay him what they was going to pay him with a crowd from the zone. So I'm not sure. I just know this ain't, I heard from people that I know at Golden Boy, I heard it's cap. I heard it's cap. I heard it's just another name they throwing out there. And they said it would happen at 68, is what Copperger was saying. But why wouldn't it happen at 60? You feel me? Canelo got a title at 60, right? It's the Super WBA, and he the franchise champion, WBC champion. You can't win the franchise belt, though. So my whole thing about it is, why wouldn't they fight at 60? He just ducked Derevianchenko a year ago, and they kind of did a whole little thing at Golden Boy, like I said in the past, where he really wasn't mad at the matchmaker. Was it Robert or Roberto or Diaz? They never wanted that fight with Derevianchenko. When you seen Wild versus Golovkin, so why would you want to fight Derevianchenko? Why would fight Derevianchenko at 68? You know what I'm saying? I think he lost 2 of his last 3 or 4 fights. Coming off a loss to Golovkin. And one of the reasons why is probably he's cheaper. He's cheaper, but he's a dangerous fighter. Golovkin punched harder than Canelo. Now, Canelo got probably a better punch variety when it comes to counter punching. But, coming off, if you're going to take a tough fight like that, you know what I'm saying? Man, you're going to want it to be for a world title, right? Because Canelo don't have a world title at 68. It's the fake WBA belt. But Derevianchenko just looking at the payday. Golden Boy could be looking at, what they have to pay him. And it's not that much. But at the same time, it's a tough fight for Canelo. Especially he get tired down the stretch. And Derevianchenko willing to walk through bombs too. So I heard that's not a fight they truly considering. So I heard it's kind of cap on that. So, we'll see if Copperger's right. But they kind of tell people behind the scenes certain things and, to try to, change the narrative or set you up for the underplay. So we know how that go. But I heard the Derevianchenko talk was all cap. Now, the Anthony Dirrell talk, I didn't ask about that because I didn't see that until I woke up this morning. I say that maybe he's somebody they may look at because he's cheaper. So I can see them fighting Dirrell before they fight Derevianchenko. You know what I'm saying? Dirrell lost a few fights of nature too. So we'll see, man. But Derevianchenko, I heard it's not a real possibility. I know Derevianchenko, if it was, Derevianchenko just called out Charlo. I had a video queued up yesterday, and then that news with Derevianchenko dropped, and I was like, there's no point in dropping that video now. So I know Derevianchenko got one eye on Jamal, so he supposed to come back in September, versus a formidable name. He is the mandatory at the WBC at 160. But, he chasing paydays. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at him. And he chasing respect. Could he beat Canelo Alvarez? He got a chance, but it's impossible. On the logical standpoint, in the fair playing field, he do have a chance, but it's not fair. Unless he go out there and knock Canelo ass out, they may wake him up with some ammonia, some smelling salt, and roll his ass back to the ring. So I heard the Derevianchenko talk was cap. But but the Darrell talk, once again, I don't really know what's going on there. They looking for cheaper options according to Eric Gomez, but never believe what they be telling you. You know what I'm saying? Believe half of it. But I had to double check. That's why I didn't do the video last night. So now, Adrien Broner went to Instagram and said that he opened to fight Vergil Ortiz and come out of retirement. Basically, if that bag right, but he ain't getting $10 million. So if that's what we hanging our hats on, him getting $10 million, I don't foresee that happening in this situation. All right. Ortiz doesn't generate that type of money yet. And Golden Boy obviously don't even have that type of money to pay Billy Joe Saunders with what he wanted. That was just under $8 million. So if they can't pay Billy Joe $10 million to fight Canelo, they're definitely not going to pay you $10 million to fight Vergil Ortiz. And that fight is a dangerous fight for Broner. It might be the first time he gets stopped. That young boy don't know no brake. He don't know no e-brake. He all gas. And, he moved up to 147. And, what I'm saying? Broner's best chance is to, punch in between the shots, but he don't let his hands go. It's to counterpunch the kid and get respect. Broner got good punch power, even at 47, but he don't let his hands go. So Ortiz would probably most likely bring him out the ring. I would probably say Ortiz may be the first to stop him. He may have a better chance of stopping Broner than Keith Thurman does. Because I'm going to tell you why. And Sean Porter didn't either. I think they fought him catchweight though. But the reason I say he got a better chance than those two is because Ortiz's style is a buzzsaw. He gonna stay on your ass all day, all night, and in the morning. And that's how you gonna have to stop Adrien Broner. Either Broner gonna let his hands go and try to not get knocked out, or he gonna get stopped. One or two. Ortiz is gonna either bring the best out of Broner, or he gonna close a chapter, and Broner gonna open up a new chapter as a journeyman, which I think he already is. A glorified journeyman in these streets. So I think Ortiz's style would be bad for him. Broner should be, people talking about Regis progress. He punch hard, good speed, head movement a little bit too much for me, but it works for him. He should be fighting dudes like Maurice Hooker, who else up there? Shit, there's a lot of killers up there. Barash nigga, he might be too much for Broner right now. Zepeda, some dudes like that, man. But like I said before, that's a dangerous fight. That's a dangerous fight. And for Ortiz, it's a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to fight either Ray Robinson. I think it was gonna be Sammy Vargas, and I think he would have beat on Sammy Vargas. Vargas just gave Amir Khan a little bit of run for his money. I think he dropped him. And they fight. Then Ray Robinson would have been a good test because he's loopy and awkward. If I was handling Ortiz, I'd say go ahead and fight Vargas, Ray Robinson, Adrien, and then we could look to step up into somebody at the bottom of the top 10. Your Qdoba if you lose to Lipinets. Then we look at the Kavalaskis of the world, maybe the Sean Porters of the world. After that, and I think he will be I think he's gonna be a world champion. I do. I think he may. If some of these dudes overstay their welcome at 47, I think Ortiz gonna knock some dudes up. I think he gonna get better. What I'm saying? He big, he's strong. You know what? He may not last at 47 too much longer. The way he grew out of 40 to 47, so they definitely got to get the ball going in the right direction. As far as his opponent level going up, and I'm saying if they're gonna go with the Vargas fight, I would go with the Ray Robinson fight. And if he passed out with flying colors, then I'm looking at. If Qdoba lose, Ingus Kavalaskis, I don't know if Constantine Pourmar is still out there. I'm kind of looking at the Sean Porters of the world. I'm trying to look at those guys of the world before, before we get a world championship shot. Broner as well would be a good fight in the right direction. But I don't see that fight happening. I don't think they're going to generate that money for that fight. That Broner won. If Broner take a pay cut, then the fight can happen. But yeah, Manny Pacquiao, Freddie Roach always lying. You can't believe him. He said that Pacquiao may move up and fight Triple G. We all know that's hogwash. What are you going to do? A catch weight of 149, 148 for Triple G? At this point in his career, I don't think Triple G can cut the weight down any more or less. If anything, he needs to be going up at 37 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's funny, man, to name the welterweights, and I don't know if you guys are aware they call Triple G. I remember Crawford said he'd fight Triple G, he'd move up, fight Triple G. He wasn't even a 47-pounder yet. I remember Errol Spence saying, I come down in weight to fight Triple G and Canelo. So there's been quite a few welterweights through the course of time, and Manny Pacquiao ain't nothing new that's been calling out Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Triple G. But that should be a massacre. You know what I'm saying? A straight massacre. Even Triple G, unless Triple G ain't got nothing left in the tank after the Derevianchenko fight, and he come out there like Kovalev with no sting on his pop where he take a swimming board dive, you feel me? You know, Pacquiao, if he move up to 160 and he, you know, fight Golovkin, then we know the juice is loose like OJ at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, we already know the juice is loose, so I don't anticipate that happening. Freddie Roach just manipulating the media. He always lying. Like I said before, I think it's going to be Mikey Garcia, and then it's going to depend on Danny and Earl Winter and Crawford. So it's going to depend on those three guys coming up later. Later in his career. So I think he at least going to fight 2 more times, one this year, one next year. So I don't anticipate Triple G, you know, him fighting Triple G. You know, everybody else can say, I believe it. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly said he could believe he could fly. He never flew. Okay. So that's all I'm saying, man. So I don't believe that, man. But, hey, if he do fight Triple G, I mean, he beat Triple G, then I mean, that'll be mind-blowing. And everybody going to have going to accuse him of doing, you know, things. But I don't see that happening. Freddie Roach just talk out his ass. He didn't even let Miguel Cotto fight Triple G. People forget that, and Cotto dropped his belt on the scale not to pay Triple G side money. I mean, yeah, Cotto dropped his belt on the scale not to pay Triple G step aside money for the Canelo fight. So I remember all of that. But I do appreciate everybody for checking in. Got some more boxing coming for you later on today. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate is share the videos, man. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We gone.